showing up. If you want to be successful and you want to achieve your goals, it all starts with showing up. So what does Serena mean when he talks about showing up? Because being physically present is just not enough. You've got to be engaged. If you're disengaged or you have a poor attitude, that negates the whole value of showing up. If you want to show up effectively, that means you're ready to maximize the time, energy, and your resources, and you are completely 100% engaged. If you are trying to improve your health, showing up means going to the gym, but not just showing up physically, going with a plan, what you're going to do when you get there, how you're going to exercise, minimizing socializing, and actually taking advantage of it. If you want to show up legitimately in a relationship, that means you are present, your phone is away, and not just flipped upside down on the table, but actually not even there, alerts are off, and you are fully engaged with the person that you want to build a relationship with. That's showing up. At work, it means you've got crystal clear goals, and you want to accomplish them, and you're building a strategy, and when it's work time, you are fully engaged and committed to that process.
Actually, of the goals, it has been said many videos today, Serena, I'm a video program to take a video. My buddy Chris will tell you what's is not.
Being present and focused. Well, what are the characteristics of being present? Right? Well, it's focused on the immediate task or the people that you're interacting with, right? No distractions, nothing else. You want to avoid distractions. I previously said, we all think we're being really polite if we just put our phone face down on a table. It's still there, it's still in our eyesight, and it's still distracting because we're wondering what's going on when it's sitting there face down. So you're turning off apps, your computer is shut, you're eliminating all those distractions. You are focused on that immediate task. Whatever it is, you are fully engaged. Not just physically, but you're mentally there. You're present, you're focused. And by the way, focused is a skill, right? It's like a muscle. The more you work on it, the more you practice it, the more you're committed to it, the better your focus is going to get. So you can improve that. So what are some strategies, very specific, even though I alluded to them as examples? Well, manage technology and limit notifications and all those things when you're engaged in critical tasks, right? So it's very easy on a phone. If you go and spend some time on your iPhone in the settings, you can find all sorts of ways to turn off notifications, put in do not disturb, all these different things, right? And by the way, technology helps. Again, too many of us rely on discipline and willpower, and those fade. Those are diminishing resources. Set yourself for success. Be proactive. Preventative strategies. Work on your phone and set all the settings and limitations you need in order to minimize those distractions. And then use breaks to minimize distractions, right? We can only work for a certain period of time and really stay focused and productive. So take a break. And during that break, do what you want to disengage, kind of let your mind roam, be distracted intentionally, right? Give yourself that distraction time. So I'm going to work in a 2-hour block, and I'm going to work for an hour and 50 minutes of it, and that 10 minutes will be my distraction time. That's going to actually help you minimize distractions during the work time. And then prioritize engagement in conversations and meetings. Again, eliminate distractions when you're conversing, when you're in a meeting, be fully engaged. Don't be checking your phone. Don't look at the laptop. Engage with that person. The role of mindfulness. Now, we know that mindfulness is hugely important and massively impactful. It's a very significant thing that we need to work on if we really want to be successful. But it's more than just focus. Some people use those words interchangeably, and Serena will tell you they're two different things, right? While there's some overlap, it's more than focus. It's tuning into others' experiences and emotions and realizing our own experience and emotions right in the moment. It's just being hyper aware of exactly how we feel, of a situation, of others, right? We want to slow down. When we slow down, we're able to notice those subtle differences in other people and the details in our environment. That's what mindfulness is really there for, right? That's how it's helpful and that's how it's beneficial. And that actually leads to finding joy in other people's thoughts, strengths, and perspectives, right? Because sometimes when we're not mindful in the way we've just described, we're just thinking about other stuff or we're focused, we're not taking in and actually able to absorb all these other amazing things that could be happening. So we want to apply mindfulness to all those aspects of our life on our quest to accomplish our goals. So coping with personal challenges and Serena with his disability. He's very mindful of that, and that helps him deal with and manage that situation. Part of that mindfulness, again, applied, is recognizing others' perspectives and building cooperation. When we're aware, because it's so easy to get caught up in our own method, our own way of thinking, this is how it's got to be, we take a step back, we're mindful, we're taking everything in, and that helps us lead to better cooperation and even adjusting our opinions and making better decisions. And then adjusting behaviors to maintain balanced relationships, right? When we're mindful, we're able to do that. We can adjust the behavior because we're aware of it. We know how we're speaking. We know how we're coming across. We can read other people as well. And that's going to lead to better, well-maintained, balanced relationships, which are crucial if we ever really want to accomplish our goals. Preparation as a key to success. You got to prepare if you want to be successful. This is something Serena talks about all the time. What does he mean by preparation? Well, first, it's arrive with a clear plan for discussions or tasks. It's not just thinking, hoping, or what should we work on. It's, I've got a clear plan, this is what we're going to talk about, and this is what we're going to execute on. You're going to use that preparation then to anchor focus and energy. The more prepared you are, the more you're going to be able to focus. If you're not fully prepared, then you can wander and you get distracted. You might not be doing the inputs that give you the best ROI and get you to your output, right? And part of that too, when you're really prepared, it's going to help avoid negativity and foster positivity, right? We all feel good when we've got a plan going in. When we don't have a plan, that's when we start to get scattered and we start to lose motivation, and those negative thoughts can creep in. And that's important to remember because the negative thoughts will always creep in. Preparation helps diminish that. Mindfulness helps diminish that. But it's so easy to accidentally burden other people with our own negativity. So we've got to make sure that our personal negativity is in check, and preparation helps with that so that we're not burdening other people with it. And then we want to also support others' challenges. We want to make sure that we raise their morale, not lower it, which is what that negativity can do. And by the way, this is a lot to ask, but even with preparation, no matter how prepared we are, every once in a while when we start to get overwhelmed or start to feel some burnout, some stress, step back, take a break, walk away from it, and then come back to it, right? Because then we come back refreshed, recharged, and we're able to approach that situation even better. Simply a simple analogy I'll use from my personal life is, I don't know how many of you do Wordle. I do Wordle every morning. I do some brain exercises, and apps every morning just to hopefully stay sharp. But with Wordle, there are times, and I'm pretty good at it, by the way, but there are times I'm going through that and I'll just get totally stuck. And you know what I do? I try for a while and then I stop, close the app, and I come back to it later in the afternoon. And I can't tell you how many times I come back to it and I nail the word right away. So sometimes you need that. As prepared as you are, you need to step back, recharge, and re-attack that goal. The necessity of strategy and growth. You gotta have a plan, right? What's the old saying? If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And even though that's an old cliched quote that we've all heard, I'm sure, a million times and seen on a million, wall arts on different people's offices, it's actually true, right? You gotta have a plan because then you got a strategy. And if you don't have a strategy and you're just putting effort out there, that's just wasted energy. And by the way, that will, when you're putting all this hard work and all this energy in and you're not getting where you want to go, nothing kills momentum and motivation faster than that. So you want to make sure that you plan, and again, you've got direction, and it prevents getting stagnant. It keeps you on the go. It keeps you chipping away. And through the process, we're continuing to grow and learn because those are so vital for success. The other thing too, when we're going through all this, it helps us deal with a fixed mindset. No matter who you are, whether it's myself, Serena, or any of you watching this, we can all fall into the fixed mindset trap where we feel like we're just capped. We know what we know, it's just we have it or we don't. When you're doing all these things, it helps put you into a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. And most successful people spend most of the aspects of their lives in that growth mindset. This also lends to the fact that something that Serena will tell to people is, you hear it is what it is. Well, that's a lie. That's not true. It is what it is. No, it's not. It is what you make it. It is what you plan for. It is what you're willing to put the effort in and dedicate yourself to achieving. So embrace effort as part of the progress. Strategic effort that moves you forward, gets you towards your goals, and then push through with mental resistance to achieve your goals.